How's it going, comic book fans? I'm Joel from Joel's Comic Talk. As always, hit like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, same name, Joel's Comics Table. So, since it's September and the start of a new school year, I thought I'd try and find some cool Archies that have school time themes on the cover and inside the books, because we all know Archie went to Riverdale High, which is on the TV show Riverdale. I am a huge fan of Riverdale. I am sad that this is the last season for it, but with the stuff going on behind the scenes, a bunch of the CW shows did get canceled. So, but anyways, I just want to show a few cool Archie-related school themes, because he went to Riverdale High along with all his friends, Jughead, Veronica, Betty, and Reggie, and Moose, and a whole bunch of other comics. So this is a Archie Digest called Laugh Digest. It's a smaller comic than the bigger ones. This is number 94 from 1991. So I was in grade 9 or 10 when this one came out, so I don't even remember this coming out. But I got recently some Archie comics through my local thrift store for $2 for $4, so I think that's a pretty good deal, considering new they're like $8 Canadian. So I think I got a good deal on it. So in this condition, is worth about $3 to $5 US on some of this comic sites I seen. So there's on the cover details you can see Miss Grundy trying to teach Muth math, but he gets so frustrated he puts his head straight through the chalkboards. I know some of us find math frustrating at times. I know I'm not the best at it, but this is just a funny way of showcasing it. So it is there's lots of stories in here, each from like one page to 8 pages, and they're all reprinted later. There's lots of reprints in Archie trade paperback magazine. So that, I think that's pretty cool. So one of the stories is Archie and the gang are studying for a World War II test. And they try and get together to figure out how they can pass it. So I'll open the first page just to show you that it is that the first story is them studying, trying to figure out how they can all pass it and how they can all memorize the answers so they can all get a passing score on the test. So I mean, these are not really they are valuable, but I don't know how collectible they will be in the future. I mean, if you can find them at your local thrift store like I do, that's your best bet in finding them. So I mean, I give this about a 8 out of 10 for condition. There's no scratches. There's a little bit of dents on here because the way they package it is not always the best. But when you're buying comics from the thrift store, they're not going to be in the best shape as it is. So it is what it is. So this is another one, Jughead and Archie Comics Annual. And on the front cover, you can see that Mr. Weatherby is trying to bring Jughead into Riverdale because it's the first week of school, and Jughead does not want to go, as some of us did not want to go when school started, but we all had to, and we had to get through it. But anyway, so the original price was $8 for this comic at one point, but I only paid again $2 because I got it on my local thrift store. So when they package these Archie comics, they package them in two, kind of like this, and so it was $2 for $4. So even though there's a bit of pen mark on here, I mean, again, if you can find these at your thrift store for $2 to $3 or $2 for $4 like I did, I think you're doing great, because I mean, because originally when this first came out, it was an $8 comic, but now people are just donating them to thrift stores, which is pretty cool because it's people like me who will buy them, because when I go to my thrift store weekly, this is what I look for. So there's a bunch of different stories in here, detailing from 1 to 8 pages, but it's quite thick. They can do a lot of different stories in here. So the first story is where Archie breaks one of the trophies, school trophies, and him and Jughead have to figure out how to do it, how to replace it without anybody knowing, because it's a football trophy, and the football team would not like it if they broke if their main trophy got broken. So, I mean, in the front cover, there's also a promo page for an Archie comic as well. So that's pretty cool. So again, several different cover stories in here. And there's even I believe Sabrina story in here, a 1-page Sabrina story. So I think that's cool. And again, there's different reprints for these stories in different Archie title magazines too. So I do buy these Archie Digest or the smaller ones from time to time from my local thrift store. I don't know who else does, but I just love them, and they're such fun reads when you're having a bad day. So now I'm going to get to the regular comics. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of cool Archies that I had that I just recently bought from my collection, and with it being school themes like these ones, I thought they were appropriate to show you guys. So first one, so now this is a normal comic magazine, whereas this one's the smaller version. As you guys can see, there is a difference in them. So this is Everything's Archie number 55, 30-cent cover price. So it's a Bronze Age comic. It's in not bad condition when I got it. I'm very happy for that, because most Archies, when you buy them, when you get them in the dollar bin, they're either ripped or scratched, as I show you guys in other videos. And this one's in not bad condition. I say it's a good 6 out of 10 or fine condition. I mean, they're not valuable. I mean, they're valuable, but they're not expensive valuable. So if you're looking for early Bronze Age and not Marvel ones, these are your best bang for your buck, because they'll eventually become valuable. So on the front cover, you guys can see they're in front of Riverdale High. Archie, Betty, and Veronica talking about homework. So we all had to do that when we were younger. So this is about a 5 out of 10 condition. In this condition, it is about a $3 to $4 book, but I think I was lucky enough to get this out of a dollar bin, one of my dollar bin buys. So I'm glad it's in not worse condition. But as I showed you guys in earlier videos, some of my Archie comics were not that well treated back in the day. So I'm glad this is still in good condition. I banged and boarded as I try to do with all my comics. So there's quite a few different stories in here. Again, the stories are like 1 to 6 pages in these bigger ones. So Archie gives Mr. Lodge an unwelcome help because and Betty competes with a pro skier. So there's two kind of cool different stories, and as we all know, Mr. Lodge doesn't like Archie, so he does not appreciate the help. So another cool, this is now coming into late mid-80s. I was in, I think, grade 6 or 7 when this one came out. And as you can see, there's the welcome back, and they're showing what classes they will be attending: history, math, English, science. So all the normal subjects we taken in high school. So this is a 75-cent cover price, number 362. Now this is just the first regular Archie series, where this is another kind of offshoot of this, Why they made so many titles of Archie, I don't know, but just about every Archie character has their own series. So if you don't want to read Archie books, you can read Betty and Veronica, you can read Jughead. They all have their own titles at one point or another. So this is from 1988, so this is considered a Copper Age comic or modern comic. So cover price back then was 75 cents, so that's still pretty cheap for a comic book. So I think that's pretty cool, because you don't find comics nowadays for 75 cents unless you go to a comic shop that has dollar bin selection. So first story is Archie tries to think and projects confidence in his ability, so thinking skills. So they're all trying to get back into school. And then this one, there's a cool Sabrina story. I love Sabrina, one of my favorite Archie characters. I say even more than just slightly above Betty and Veronica. They would be my grade under Sabrina. Sabrina uses her magic to help somebody, so Sabrina's a good witch. She's not a evil witch or anything like that. And third story is Archie takes care of the lodge's parrot. I guess they have a bird, and Archie does not a very good job, and Mr. Lodge is not happy about it. So, and there's another Veronica. The last story is there's a Veronica story in there. So quite a few different stories. And again, all these stories are reprinted in trade paperback, stuff like that. So if you don't happen to have this issue, you can find them in trade paperbacks. I do have a couple trade paperbacks of Archie. I don't have a lot of them. I try and find Archie comic books in the dollar bin selections, because that's the cheapest way to buy them. So this is a 32-page book. It's in not bad condition. I'm happy there's no writing on it, and it again is considered a Copper Age book. So it is or modern age, because we're coming now into the late 80s. So I think I was in like grade 7 when this came out, or grade 6, something like that. So kind of a more early Bronze Age, early 70s is Archie at Riverdale High. Unfortunately, as you can see, back in the day, somebody wrote on this. It was not me. I hate it when people write on. So I'm glad this one had no writing on it. But again, this is what I mean. People in the 70s wrote on their comics, and unfortunately it does lessen the value. But this is Archie at Riverdale High, where Archie is giving a pep talk about winning the football team. So he's trying to motivate everybody. So this is a Bronze Age, and this came out 1 year before I was born. So I mean, there's some wear and tear and some slight bruising on the back here. So it's in not the best shape. So I give it a 3 to 4 out of 10. Because it is a early Bronze Age, to me it's still collectible, and it's still worth a few dollars, because not saying to say that I'm that old, but it is an older comic. And I'm showing you guys this one because it is inside the school, and the cover, and it is at Riverdale High. This is another offshoot of Archie's comics, featuring just them at Riverdale High. So as you guys can see, unfortunately it has a bit of pen mark, which I do not agree with people writing on it. So there's a bunch of different stories on here where Archie confides in the game. Jughead is clowning around because his mom has an illness, so it is kind of taking into a more serious tone with this one. So to me, this is a very collectible book. I'm gonna eventually, I will bag it as well. So now we're coming into a more modern comic. This is Riverdale. It was an ongoing series back in 2018. That seems so long ago now, but this takes place in between the episodes of Riverdale that's showing on TV. I think this would be an appropriate one to show you guys, with this being the last season Riverdale, like I say, Riverdale is one of my favorite shows to watch on the CW. So Jughead is a favorite on Riverdale for me, but and then I also, again, on the show, I like Betty and Veronica. Unfortunately, Sabrina does not, only made a couple of appearances, so who knows if she'll make appearance for the last season. But this comic is about a $5 comic at best, and I do have this bagged and boarded, and this is, like I say, Riverdale is one of my favorite shows, so I'm such a huge Riverdale fan, and this is a cool Photoshop cover of Jughead on the cover, or the actor who plays Jughead. So I don't know if you guys watch Riverdale, but it is the last season, so give it a chance. It might turn out to be pretty good because they are time travel back to the 1950s, something like that. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next Saturday for Vintage Comic Book Saturday. I'm Joel from Joel's Con, and we'll have more fun talking about comics, and everybody have a good week. Thanks, everybody.